Okay, this is Veronica of Hiram Holistics. This is NRV, New Revelations video 16, part 2. This is actually my fourth time trying to do this, okay? I have to make it into two parts because my camera keeps shutting off. Because this is extremely important and it includes a lot of stuff and yeah, whatever, I soldier on. It's all good, right? Okay, we covered the Q Collective, the terraforming of Mars, and Trump being in it but not of it, which I've been saying from the get-go. Okay, so we covered those topics. So next topic is the whole Epstein case and what's going down. I'm sorry, yeah, this is another thing I wanted to cover when it comes to Earth. The portals, okay? This is exactly where it cut off before. And let's see if it cuts off again. The other three times it cut off, this is where it cut off. Talking about the Earth portal. July 2nd, the solar eclipse portal that happened on July 2nd. The way it was shown to me, because I was outside watching it, outside of of Earth watching it. And it's not just about Earth, it's about our entire solar system. It's our whole solar system that's going through this change in evolution and ascension, okay? Not just Earth. That includes our sun and all the planets. So what is going on is that that solar eclipse, it's like it looked like an iris opening up. That solar eclipse, North Node, it was new moon, Cancer. It opened up. It was a gateway. The gateway opened up. We went through it, and like we're going through this corridor right now, literally. We're going through this corridor right now, and on the other end, what's opening up is the opposite of it, which is the lunar eclipse, the full moon lunar eclipse in Capricorn. That's opening it up, another gateway, and we're coming through into a new stage. Into like we're coming through one gateway, we're going through a corridor, and then we're coming out through the lunar eclipse, and that's going to be the full moon lunar eclipse in Capricorn, and that's going to be in the south node, and that's spitting us out to a new level. Okay, literally, that is what we're going through. That's the way it was shown to me. And my quote-unquote team that I found out I'm heading up, which I was like, I'm just a Sherpa. I'm just guiding the way. I don't like the word leader or leading up, whatever. I still consider myself a Sherpa because it's not so much as leadership. It's like, because people think, some people think that Trump is leading up Q. He's not. He's like the figurehead of it. He's the one in the position to stand, to be the front guy. And that's like my thing. And each light warrior, actually, we're the ones who are up front right now, who are in the front lines. Each light warrior team, has a front person, and I'm just the front person for what's going on, which I'm going to explain further on, okay? But when it comes to those two gateways, the solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse that we're dealing with in July, going through that, it's very short but very important gateway that we're going through, the gateways that we're going through right now. We're like in between right now. We're going through. We have one on one end, one on the other end, and we're going through. And comes the 16th, we're going to be spat out the other end. Okay, and we're battling in between. How we're gonna end up when we get spat out on the other end. That's what's going on. But Team Light is winning. The Alliance is winning, right? We've already won this thing. We're winning. That's why we're called into action, because, again, we're not just battling against flesh and blood. We're battling against principalities, which the Q Collective has full understanding of that. Okay, and I was guided to listen to a whole bunch of Q stuff. The Q Collective has a full understanding of that. Again, they're not here to form a new government for anybody. They're just here doing the same thing we are in the ethereal. They're doing it in the physical with the full understanding. The same way as light warriors, our battle is in the ethereal. We're dealing with the negative 4D energies themselves and this 4D spirit. It's the Luciferian narcissistic spirit itself. That's our fight. Okay, we're dealing with that. And we are in full understanding how it's affecting the physical. Do you understand? So we need that full understanding of both. We can't separate them. They're not separable. We cannot, they're inseparable, I should say. They're inseparable. We cannot separate them, okay? And those who are truly on the light warrior team, you have that understanding. You have that understanding. You have to have that understanding in order to do this work. Yeah. So when it comes to the whole Epstein thing, Epstein was a domino that needed to go down, and yeah, he's gonna go down. He is again. I said this much earlier. They're gonna start eating each other up. They're turning on each other to save their own asses. He's a pretty high up there, but he's not high up there. He's providing services. Let's put it that way. And NXIVM, the whole NXIVM cult thing, had to go down first. And I know a lot of truthers already said this. The whole NXIVM thing had to go down first because it was like a preamble. It was a muse-bouche, let's put it that way, for the normies to be able to deal with what's coming up. And the angle I was shown that's going to happen, why NXIVM had to go first, because the whole sex cult thing, that's like almost a norm in this world. That's something that most the normies, that the human collective can understand, can comprehend, because it's very in the physical. Okay? Has a little bit of what's going on spiritually, but that's not the focus of most normies. They're focused on the whole sex thing. That is just a bunch of people obsessed with sex, which is the noose that's going to be hung around Bill Clinton's neck. When it comes to Hillary, because she's a female and they never got her on any sex stuff, you know, she can't be passed off as some horny old dude, right? They've tried saying she's a lesbian, but that never went anywhere, right? They try, you know, not that there's anything wrong being a lesbian. So that's why that's not going to work on her. So that's why they have to get her more on the whole thing of stuff that she did as Secretary of State and her server and blah, blah, and stuff like that. They're not so much is going to come out with what was found on the Wiener laptops. Not really. That was the motivation that was used to get the New York City cops on board. Unfortunately, several of them who viewed that, what was on that laptop, lost their lives. Okay? And growing up in New York and growing up with a lot of guys and girls also, I have a very good friend whose wedding I went to, who I grew up in high school with, who became a cop. My ex-boyfriend, my first love, became a cop. And my BFF's brother became a cop. So it's like I grew up around a lot of New York City cops. They're very, they got each other's backs, bad or good. So you hurt another New York City cop, you got all of them coming down on you. So they want those people. They got them in. They want Epstein. They want the Clinton. They want to hang those mofos. It had to be taken out of Florida because Florida, yeah, New York is corrupt and Florida is super corrupt also, but they don't have that camaraderie as they do in New York. New York is very cliquish, very they They band together. The band of brothers is no joke. That blue wall in New York is no joke. Okay? And so they want them. So that's why they were given the honor of taking them down. Let's put it that way. Because they're like, oh no, we're going to get them for what they did to our brothers in blue, our brothers and sisters. So that's why that happened down in New York. And yeah, Epstein's going to go down. He's going to get life sentence. I was there. I heard the trial and everything. Like I said, I was knocked out around 7:30 with this massive headache. And that separation that I knew was going on. So yeah, he's going to go down. And the way they're going to get Bill is through, oh, it was a billionaire boys, millionaire and billionaire elite sex cult, sex club, sex cult. That's how they're going to sell it. And that Epstein and his people, they were the front people for the whole sex cult. That's how they're going to sell that, and that's how Bill Clinton's going to go down. With Hillary, it's all governmental stuff. That's how they're going to get her, okay? And they're going to shut down the Clinton Foundation, and there's a lot that's going to go down with Haiti, which would take too long to cover in this, which I play a big part of, which I'm hooking up with a lot of people. It's so crazy. The month of June into starting this month, hooking up with all these Haitians from around the world. It's so crazy. It's like, whoa. Because I've been waiting for this for freaking 6 years and it's finally happening. You know how it is to be shown something freaking 8 years ago and now it's finally coming through? I mean, I almost dropped out so many times because I'm like, you're like, what the F? When? And now it's finally coming in. And between, like I said, it started in January. I said January was a huge springboard, and we all felt it. From January 2019 into 2022, that is when all of this shit's going down. The trials start in 2020 and last until 2022 with the whole cleanup. Okay? And when you hear, like, what is it? AOC, Alexandra Ortiz Cortez, whatever her name is, and all those other dark agents, when they're all talking about how in 12 years, if we don't do something about climate change, the world's going to end. No, it's not our world ending. It's their world ending. They're the ones who are going to be completely wiped out by 2012. They're the ones, not us. So that's what they're calling for. They're the ones who are going to be wiped out. Okay? So we got the NXIVM, the Epstein, the takedown of the Clintons, blah, blah. That's what's going to stop all that and take that down. That's going to take a couple of years through 2022. When in 2022 it ends, I don't know. But just know, trials start in 2020. It's all starting down right now. Indictments are coming down up until the end of this year. Trials start up in 2020. Okay? So that's taken care of. That's not to say that's everything. We all know this. There are many tentacles to this beast. Many. It has many heads. That's just one that we're chopping off. You have the ones that, again, the terraforming, the stealing of Earth's resources. You have the financial system. But it's all interwoven. It's like why this was so important to take down Epstein, what was going on his island. NXIVM was a little part of it, but Epstein's the big one, is because, again, the Q Collective understands how it works in the spiritual. We are not just dealing with flesh and blood. We are dealing with principalities. And that is what our team's about. The light warriors are about. We're dealing with the negative 4D energies in the ethereal. And the Q team and all those truthers, they're dealing with it in the physical. Takes both. Neither one can take full credit for either one. Okay? And we're all going to come together in the end. Okay? We're all going to come together more in the end. It's like we're separate right now, but as you can see, more and more truth. I've noticed, and I have a couple of truthers who follow me too, which kind of, I was like, oh wow, awesome, because they're pretty big in the 3D. And they're coming more and more too also. And so more light workers, because There's a lot of light workers out there who are like, oh, none of that exists, and it's just about if you ignore it, you could just raise your vibration. Nah, baby, no, you can't. You can't. It. We're going together. You can't just ignore it. Okay, I made it through without being cut off. Awesome. Okay, living between two worlds. Okay, light warriors, rainbow light warriors, especially those on my team. The magicians, the higher realm magicians. Listen, guys. Not only are you higher realm magicians, even if you're not on the magician team, this also could be happening to you because I've been doing this. I've spoken about being on different timelines, on the collapsing timelines, and I've also spoken about how there have been times where I know this happened like last month where I had a very hard time talking because I was in a timeline where I got captured. I get captured a lot, but I'm always able to come out of it like that because you have to understand you get to a certain stage, and this is happening to several of you, and sorry about it, not sorry about it. It's what happens when you get to a certain point of awakening, and now you're at that certain point of ascension, especially if you're on this light warrior team, my team. You get to now start rescuing, quote unquote, helping those who want to come out of that lower 3D timeline out of it. That is what you're doing, by the way. You're not dreaming when you say, oh my God, Lady V. So, oh my God, Lady V. I couldn't believe it. I was like in this dream, but it really didn't feel like a dream. It felt like I was awake. And had like these demonic energies, or some people, they're so real. They look like policemen, but they really weren't. They were all dressed in black with black helmets with black visors, and I was helping rescue these people, help them escape. No, you're in the negative 3. You're in that lower 3D realm. You're there. You're in hell. You're helping people literally escape out of that timeline into the positive timeline. Welcome to the team. Welcome to the team. And the more you do it, the more you'll be conscious of it. You start doing it in an unconscious, subconscious way, and you wake up saying, what the heck? What did I just experience? And then you like feel aches and pains, like, or see a bruise magically appear, like, what the heck was that? It's like that's what happened last month when I was like, my throat hurt because the guard grabbed me by the neck, and I made a video about one of those soldiers of the dark side, all dressed in black with the black helmets and the visors, grabbed me from the neck, was spraying stuff in my mouth and nose, which is the nanotechnology, was spraying it in me, and my throat was hurting because his hand was around my throat. But I was purposely there to experience what was going on, to understand it, and to talk about it. And then I'm able to come in and out. Like, they know this. And by the way, because you've reached that level, they see you and you see them. And yeah, it's very real. You're in both worlds. You're now operating and living in both worlds. And again, it's going to become more and more real, more and more vivid. You'll start to totally remember and feel everything when you come back into this realm. You're living between realms. Congratulations. I don't know what to say. And if you don't want to do it, you could easily say, no, I don't want to. Tell your oversoul, no, I don't want to. It's scary. I don't want to do it. It's too much, blah, blah. My sister dropped out of doing it. My younger sister and my BFF dropped out of doing it because we were meeting up in those worlds and we knew about it. We'd be texting each other, hey, I saw you and your sister. And we were helping these people, and it looked like a Walmart. A lot of shit goes down in Walmart. That's why I don't shop there. I was told 3 years ago, to stop shopping at Walmart because they're part of that whole dark agenda. Okay. And yeah, they do have like, quote unquote, like concentration camps there where they keep, that's in that darker 3D realm. that other world that we're saving people from, that we're jumping back and forth to. Okay, it's really being used as camps, detention camps, I should say. But we've been rescuing people. I bumped it several times. I bumped into my BFF and my sister there in that realm, and we would text each other and call each other, and it freaked the both of them out. My sister stayed in longer than my BFF. My BFF was like, I'm not you. I'm not this soldier type. I don't want to do it. I'll just, and she just really dove into her Bible and got scared and didn't want to do it. And that's okay. She dropped out of it. And so did my sister. She got too scared, but once in a while she jumps back in. She's gonna jump back in fully. And so will my best friend eventually too. Like you could pick up the slack later, right? It's plenty. Okay, so that is what's going on with you guys who are experiencing this. Not everybody's going to experience it, okay? It's just, talk to your oversoul about it. I can't do anything about it. It's up to you and your oversoul. You can take a breather from it. I chose to be all in because I said I did not go through all this crap being born onto this earth plane to not go all the way, to not get my full ascension. And remember, it's different levels: awakening and ascension, awaken, ascension, awaken, ascension. And it's a spiraling up. You awaken, you ascend to that level, you awaken, you ascend to that level, or you could descend. That's the great separation, which started back in the beginning of the year. Okay, I made a video about it. You could look it up. All right, and that's the living between two worlds. Okay, that's living between two worlds. And I don't have much time left. Yeah, the targeting of light warriors. Those of us who do that, when it comes to living between the two realms, living between the two worlds, helping people escape from the lower to come into the higher. Yeah, you're being targeted. Yes, you are being targeted. You're going to be targeted rather hard. That's another thing you're going to have to deal with. And those beings will cross over into this realm also. They'll try to. But they can't get to you too much. The higher you vibrate, the less they could do to you. So at this point, they will get to your loved ones and people around you. And we did a really good job in binding that narcissistic spirit. But you do have like the energy of anger. Like there's a lot of components to the narcissistic spirits, different energies that form that actual spirit. It's like saying you have arms, you have legs, you have eyes, you have nose, and then that forms your entire body. Okay? The spirit of anger, the spirit of envy, the energy of anger, the energy of envy, the energy of angst, the energy of anxiety. All those different energies come together in different recipes to form to form the narcissistic spirit, and it affects people differently. And if you're vibrating at a certain wavelength, that narcissistic energy can't get to you. It was never able to get to me. But it's able to affect people around me, and right now it's really attacking our children. And like I said, I don't know if this was captured in the last video. I had to leave my dance class. I left and I went to 2 different instructors, and I was very tight with the instructors. Like I said, I would teach classes sometimes when they don't feel like it. I would teach half the class or a third of the class. And even the instructors have turned against me. I mean, like, yeah, hi. Don't even want to say hi to me. And I'm just like, oh shit. But because I am a very powerful empath and also clairvoyant, clairaudient especially. I'm like, I wish I could turn it off. Putting earplugs in only makes me hear it more. I hear what's going on, and it's like, I want to turn around. Like one woman, I wanted to punch her in the face, but then she's smiling at me. She's like, And I'm like, oh my God, I want to backhand pimp smack you for what you just said about me. But it would make no sense to her because she doesn't know I'm hearing her thoughts. Um, so I just had to leave class. I left 2 different classes because I'm like, oh my God, I can't. And I'm trying to deal with it, but I couldn't. I tried the other day and I couldn't because it distracts me from focusing and dancing, and it makes it very unenjoyable. So I have to take a hiatus from that, which sucks because I'm like, dang, it's too much for me. And I hope it doesn't get to hope it doesn't get to a point where I can't even, because sometimes I have to take a breather just from going from the gym, being in public, crowded places, because I just can't take the energy, the lower vibrating energy, and hearing everything. It gets to me. So yeah, that's gonna happen more and more to you guys. The higher you go, okay, the higher you go. So that is why for Saturday, the focus of Saturday is to deal with and dispel the anger energy, the angst energy, and the rage energy that's going on around us and attacking us. Okay, to quail that, to dispel it. So that's what we're going to be doing this Saturday, the 13th, in the webinar. And again, it's up to you, on whether you have the ears to hear and the eyes to see what I'm doing. It's completely up to you. If you're not vibrating at that point, you're not vibrating at that point. It ain't for you. It is what it is. Okay? So, okay, I covered everything, and just in time. All right, so higherrealmholistics.com. We got the victory, yo. Yes, we got a lot of work to do still, but it's in a short amount of time, and just know that we already won. Okay? It's just a lot of cleanup to do, work to do. Okay? And yeah, they're going to keep like a rat in a trap, or roach on its back in a glue trap. It's going to keep fighting. One leg's going to come out, another leg's going to get stuck. Sorry, gross in New York analogy. So yeah, it's exhausting. Sometimes you need a breather, and that's okay. Yeah, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning here. I had to even take a breather. I tell my oversoul, listen, I'm overloaded. Enough information. I need to come back to here. I'm tired. The ethereal's wearing me out. And then I came back over here and wrote my little notes and making my little videos right now for you guys. Okay, so higherrealmholistics.com. All right, Lady V out. And spread the word, Share my videos if you would, because, they're not getting recommended anymore. My videos are completely and totally buried. All right? Peace out, y'all. See you on the other side, the ethereal side, too. Okay, bye.